Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matchers. The hiring at fast food places is a sign of the times. You know what? I was just driving the other day and I saw something I haven't seen in 57 years of life. Probably in really paying attention to this in 51 years. I was driving past the McDonald's. They had hiring on it. I was like, what? And somebody might say, well, of course, they're a business. They have hiring. No. Think about something. I want y'all to think about something. And I'm saying in 51 years of life of paying attention, I have never seen a hiring sign on a McDonald's in my life. In my life now. Because that was always one of those places young kids will always go to get a quick job. Young people going to get a quick job, make a little bit extra money. Older people just wanted to stay busy. And, some people who had this was like they want to make a career, go in there, maybe start out on fries or something, end up being the manager. And then maybe in 10 years and stuff, they own like 3 or 4 franchises. That was normal. But the thing is, you never see they were hiring. People would just show up to McDonald's and stuff. I mean, there was always crowd. I don't care where it was. See, I know this. I used to live across the street from a McDonald's when I was living on Good Oak Road in Southeast D.C. I think it's a laundromat or something. No telling what it is now. I had to look that up. In fact, I think I will see what's there now. But yeah, I saw a couple stabbings there, but that's another conversation. Look, I'm going to tell you what. I was like, wait a minute. You always could get a job at McDonald's. If you needed a job and you had the thing for fast food, you could always get there. And I'm using McDonald's, but I'm seeing that with other places. I'm like, wait a minute, all these places, which have always been like quick, easy jobs, never had hiring. Never. I never seen, they're hiring. Only time, even just in recent years, only time I would see a restaurant talking about they hiring is when they were just opening up that spot. That's how deep it is. I was like, wait a minute, they be opening it up and they have a full staff the first day you come in there. And I'm like, wait a minute, all these places are hiring, all of them. And, a couple of days ago, I talked about what's being built in the area. So they expecting people, but they having trouble. And see, it's a sign of the times because, there was that whole thing with the Great Resignation. And, of course, I always talk about going to a local mall and stuff. I used to work there. I still got friends out of the department store there. And, I was talking with some of the workers and they'll say, oh, yeah, we having trouble getting people to work here. I always said if I need, I could probably work there if I say, I just need some extra money, stay on my feet or something. Or reason I wouldn't because they had me doing extra, I already know. And I was like, no, I don't want to do all that. I just want to empty the truck. But it's like that. I've talked to a lot of people. I'm always talking. And I know people everywhere. And they always say, oh, we need more people. Like at a local grocery store, they actually had a sign up saying, please be patient with us. We're short-staffed. I'm like, what? I'm like, this job's opening. It's a sign of the times. Now, see, here's the thing with it. Now, I hear some people saying, well, they're not paying a living wage. Okay, if you're an adult with a spouse and some children, and that's got to be your main form of income, I get that. But you talking young people who still live at home. They're not paying rent unless they just have some parents who are going to charge them a little bit just to get them used to paying it. And let's be real, that's not going to happen a lot. Let's be real. And in fact, the only young people I see working, they tend to come from, they tend to be out of an environment where they have to work. They have to work. Because I have some young friends at some local stores and stuff, still in high school, or about to graduate high school. And they were like the males and females, they were talking about, just have to have this. They working like 30-hour weeks and stuff. That's a lot for a high schooler. And I'm just like, wait a minute. But you still got these job openings. And I'm just like, okay. And there needs to be more focus on, okay, how's this affecting the economy? And I said it. I talked about it briefly when I was just talking about, black men working. Well, we talking about everybody now. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. If the kids not working, they just sitting home. They not spending money. That's affecting the economy. And I was about to get into the whole thing. People talking about the living wage and everything. These aren't adults. They got some place to live. Now, it's fair when they're talking about someone older, but then at the same time, the reality is that might be all they can get if they're not trained to do something better. You can't just say, well, they're not paying enough, which ironically, I'm starting to question that too. Because, you'll have some job openings. They starting out like 17 an hour, 20 an hour. I'm like, if you work full time, that's a lot of money. You got some places they giving the overtime and everything. And if you know how to really work it. But it's something to think about. It's a sign. And, I don't have a solution for that part. Normally I can throw out something. Whether everybody adopted is one thing, but what people call it a great resignation or something, people resigning, but I don't know what it is. I've never seen such a lack of drive to work. Maybe it's something with the generation, because I remember when we were young, we couldn't wait to get jobs. Shoot, we started making up jobs around the neighborhood, cutting grass, shoveling snow and everything. And I don't even know how's that happening like it used to. Fortunately, I do see some kids every now and then with a lemonade stand or something. But I'm thinking, wait, all these jobs opening? And you gonna tell me some kid, even if it's a high turnover, like back in the day or for decades, these fast food restaurants never had to hire. They would have a regular high turnover. They probably budgeted it in, but there was always so many. It was always so many people coming for the job. And it's something to think about. And like I said, Rom, it's easy to say, oh, just get the jobs, but it's deeper than that. And that's something that probably needs to be looked at by more credentialed psychologists. And I'm serious, because I'm just like, well, wait a minute, how come they don't want to work? What's the psychology and everything? And it's something to think about. I don't know. Let me know what y'all see. So anyway, though, Rom, I'm always going to be working. Shoot, my son's, well, I'll just say one's already working on his own. He's developing his little thing. I'll keep that to myself, though. Yeah, keep some privacy. But anyway, y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.